unwind. Showing compassion is part of your plan. That is who you are. Everyone wants it and everyone tries. Some of us get it, but some of us die. Some they reach out to the stars in the sky. Some of us really fly. Too many souls get lost out at sea. Dumbfounded dreams, what we used to be. Remember your first love, remember it well. Remember well, Michelle. This is my last waltz, last chance, last time, last dance, last walk forward into the night. Sometimes I feel, you know, it's real. Love with all your heart. This is my last waltz, my last dance, my last walk with you. And I must remember the little things about you, Michelle. Oceans of happiness, oceans apart, moving in circles away from.
Oh my gosh, look at you.
Inside your eyes. But when I look at you now, what do I see? Sometimes I tell myself that I don't know. When I saw you tonight, I couldn't believe my eyes.
My hair is kind of like a poof ball. It's okay.
Remember the time when the world was on fire? Caught in the rapids, it quenched your desire. Look at you now, racing those rapids on high. But when you look at me now, what do you see? Will you tell me your dreams, Michelle? 'Cause all that I'm knowing is you walk alone in the light. This is my last waltz, my last dance, my last walk with you. And I must remember the little things about you. About you, Michelle. The little things about you, Michelle. About you, Michelle. The little things about you, Michelle. About you, Michelle. The little things about you, Michelle. The little things.
I feel like I should start the stream with a warning of don't get too close to the screen because you're gonna end up swallowing some of my hair. It's like out of control, I swear. The dryness is like past dry right now. I should probably do some sort of treatment to it, but oh well. Hey Meeps! I swear I put the song on thinking maybe Meeps will hear the song, and then here you are, second one in. First one in, Anita. Hey sweetie. How's your day going, Anita? Ha! Meeps. Now she shows up as I'm thinking of going upstairs and listening to some radio drama. Surprise. You got some Canadian llama drama instead. Whee! No drama. No drama. Let's not do drama. Unless it has to happen. I'm ready. Okay, wait. I gotta set up. I'm a professional. Okay, I'm probably not a professional at all. You guys should know that by now. Oh my gosh. I was screaming for God, screaming to God for support. A friend that's not a narc, and here she is. Roar loves you. The crows have been so present today, And at one point, they just stopped, and it was like, okay, it's time to go in. I was just enjoying it all, type of thing. Meeps, how bizarre to arrive and hearing a song I wrote for Jen. No kidding, eh? It must be that surreal feeling for real, though, Meeps, of like, oh, there's Jen, and then boom, there's the song. I love it. I love the sync that you chose to look at your device one last time before going upstairs. Whee! Hi, Karmically. Correct, Lady Love. Hey, pretty lady, back at ya. How's everything going for you? How's you guys' sleep and dream time? Anita, perfect timing. I was dropping big time. Roar. Loves you. Thanks for writing it out. The feeling, the way that I'm just like doing or not doing anything. I'm either just being present or doing something. And then it's like, go, just go, 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 go. And the now feeling. And how I will always have my little like last puff of my cigarette, and I go outside and I kind of just look up, and when I looked up, there was like there's certain planes that are not really planes to me. I'm just gonna say it that way. They're incandescent white. They're surreal. And as I was watching the plane going towards, I would say straight towards the east, inside of me, I was like, is east where I'm supposed to be going? And I turned my head away, and when I looked back, I don't even know how, the plane was going east, and then all of a sudden it was like, when I turned my head for like not even 5 seconds, and then all of a sudden when I looked up, it was a completely other direction going, whoa, south. And I was like, roar, thanks, baby. I was asking a question inside of me, and you just got, we're going east, and then poof, redirected towards the south. So I thought that was pretty epic. Whee! Okay, put the glasses on. Meep said, the part where remember the time when the world was on fire was about something you said in one of your live chats, Jen, when you was going through troubled waters. Yeah. And, it's been almost 2 years in April since you wrote the song. And although the COVID timeline had started, we could have never known to what point that the collective would choose to really go through the fire. Because collectively we have the choice point every day to manifest a whole other reality, and the hanging on, the exterior stuff and everything, how, right? The choice points that are always there. And then let's just go a little deeper. Let's just make this a little more ridiculous, right? I made a video, I believe it was yesterday, where I didn't even speak during the video. I didn't even have a title. It's just the generic date that shows up, because I don't even bother pressing on making the date myself. And right away it had a com or chem whatever trail, a banner, the warning, right? And a couple people in the comments commented. One person reached out directly to me and was like, wow, to what point you can't even point the camera at the sky, not give a title, not even say anything, and still have a banner? And just to what point? I was saying, well, this is to help other people, because it's like, okay, you can be my mother and think I'm a nut bar, but like, at what point can somebody like my mom or somebody else be looking at my stuff and not be like, what the fuck? This doesn't even make sense. She didn't even say a word, right? And that it maybe start to light up something inside of them of like, what's actually going on through the internet and through these warnings that we get, when the warning is completely unvalidated. Like, I didn't even say a word, right? I just was showing the sky, right? Like, how much more ridiculous can it get, or does it have to get, for the hello, wake up, right? Can you know what I mean? I don't know who saw my community post, because community posts can be very elusive. They either show up for you or they don't through your algorithm, and you either choose sometimes to go into people's stuff and look at their posts if you really want to see them. But I shared something today and I was happy with it. It felt good. I forget exactly what was written. I think it was word for word. My favorite conspiracy theory is that, oh shit, see, I forget. I'm not the best at retaining information and then saying it like, verbatim. Is it verbatim? My screen is stuck, of course. Oh my god, where is it? My favorite conspiracy theory is that things will get better, right? Like, that's it. Things will get better. Things are better. Things are getting better all the time. Hang on. Sorry, guys. I just got squirrel because by going to look for the photo, I saw a text, and I just want to welcome Annie to come in if she feels to come in. Anita, I have been hearing the song "Remember the Time" by Michael Jackson. Mina knows that song. Like, I might know it, but it's not one of my go-to, or I'll check for it later. Anita, things are a bit hectic, up and down. Yeah, up and down, and down, up and down, up and down. Like, it's like wee. And I say that, but in the most grounded way, if that makes sense, right? I still feel grounded. I still feel like I'm neither here nor there, but I am very present here. You are a superstar, Meeps. Meeps says arriving when Jenna's playing one of my songs make me feel like a superstar. Dude, you're such a superstar to me that when I hear like Pink Floyd and their voices and their cadence and their tone, it's like, oh my god, they sound like Meeps. And meanwhile, I've heard Pink Floyd since like I was born, right? So I think they sound like you. Anita, I'm withdrawing from the addictive meds at the moment. Wow, it's intense, but I'm doing it no matter what. Proud of you, sweetie. It's a whole other level, eh, honey? And I say this and I don't come from the knowing of this. If there's one timeline that I didn't have in my lifetime, it's that. And the reason is that my body protected me from anything that ever, like, as soon as I wasn't in a moderation type of energy, my whole body and timelines would redirect me. And the reason is that throughout many lifetimes I've already had the addiction within my lifetime type of thing. So it's like not in my soul to have it in this lifetime. Even if I would have wanted to choose, it's like everything always took me out of anything. I mean, radically. So as soon as I started to enjoy something and then want to like do it more, like everything would shift, that nothing could be possible for it to happen. And really it is because, like I said, it's because in my past lifetimes I had so much excess and certain things that's why in this lifetime, even when I would have wanted to dabble in certain things, I was exited from it. And because it's not the things I needed to learn, and it would have not served for the greater good of what I needed, right? Does that make sense? What do you mean? Zigzag, are you still here? What's godparents? What's good? Is that a spell check thing? Godparents. Godfather has been coming up for me. Specific movie. references and parts. So just, I don't know if that was. You are still here? Yeah, God, The Godfather, and Casino. Of all the like mafia-ish type of movies, and it's you kind of because you've been talking about Pablo Escobar a few times in the last times you've streamed and stuff. It's brought me back to certain just thoughts or movies, and to what point in my life path I've been offered or been within the reach of being part of a mafia family, part of this type of energy, part of that type of energy, and how again everything redirected. It didn't matter if my first love, I loved him, thought I was going to marry him and love him forever and a day. I wasn't meant for the mafia family type of life. I mean, I say it out loud, and it's like, we've all got weird life paths where we really like kind of like, whoa, right? And there's stuff I never really said out loud, but where it just was normal. But how it's like I used to think I had the most just boring life because it's my life. But then sometimes when I tell stories or I tell stuff, it's like, whoa, that is kind of different. It is kind of like, you know what I mean? And not everybody was offered certain timelines and chose like to no, I'm not going into that, right? Anita, I feel that 144%. I am adamant that your body has to be safe before your mind or heart can manifest or choose or flow into anything more. Anita, when you're not feeling safe in body, it is so tricky to feel safe. So thank you for being here. You're welcome. And I don't know if you've noticed or, people who come through a lot and kind of listen in, but when I hold space for people like live or in the background, the first thing I will ask someone is your body safe? And sometimes people will react like, well, of course it is. And it's like, okay, is it? Because if you're in fight or flight because of past trauma that keeps coming up, if you're living certain things in real time, if you feel threatened at work in ways that makes it that you go to work and you're always nervous, no, you can't answer yes to you. Do you feel safe? And what I've realized in the accumulated years is that many people don't even realize that they've lived a whole lifetime and that their bodies have never felt safe because they started out in a family where there was either any type of yuck. I'm just going to leave it open to any type of yuck. And then they either married in or had, friends, coworkers, and outside people who continued all those patterns and programs. And so for real, some people don't even realize that their body has never truly felt safe. Right? And what does that mean is that you don't know what safe feels like until you've actually had the feeling of it. And that's one of the reasons why I do what I do, and I do it openly here, because the ripple effect of certain things I say or the way that I hold space can make somebody else really realize like, wow, I don't feel safe. Because you can be somebody who, lives in a mansion, has access to everything that you need, but you can't leave your husband, or that you're playing a role with all of your friends. So right there, you don't feel safe because you're not in your authentic self, right? So safety encompasses something that's so big that we can look at other people, judge like, oh, they've got an easy peasy life, but are they safe in their body, right? It's so important. Meeps typo. It wasn't my song, it was our song. It was still a bit overload. Ooh, godparents turned auto spell. I meant to say what's good, Genevieve, but godparents came out. Wow, there's such a sync to that, Zigzag Zilla, that whoa. Spell check, spell, auto spell. Sometimes the words that get generated out is so surreal. Even this morning, I was in one of Allie's streams that she was doing all signs and then one sign at a time. And I wrote something out and spell check changed it to another word, which turns out to be somebody's name, but was a sync with exactly what I was thinking and feeling within the half an hour before I wrote that word that changed to the other word. So, whoa, right? Same with when we slur words or when we pronounce words differently. There's we can be hard on ourselves or something, but if we think back, there was always a reason for it somehow. For myself, I know that like a couple years ago, one of the things I that was like it was too surreal. Like there was a video that I had made in about, I forget what month of 2019, this early spring, late winter, and 3 times I said Facebook on an accident. I don't even use Facebook. And I was making one of those vids because I never streamed before in that year. I was making one of those vids where I ramble on, and it's like, why did I just say Facebook 3 times for nothing? I don't even use Facebook. But the next day, the first thing up in my feed and the first thing up that was really like dramatically happening within the collective was that Facebook had a leak of information, and I forget how many people were affected globally, but you know what I mean? Like, that was why I was saying Facebook for no fucking reason. That made no sense, because the next day, the leak, the thing, was basically happening in real time as I was saying it without realizing it. And this is something that when I say certain words, places, numbers, and, looking back with the hindsight, all my life is basically predicting something or saying something that's going to happen or already happening. Even a couple weeks, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, in my community posts, I was having a Madonna type of energy, and I even shared it in my community posts, like what I was listening to, took a screenshot and just kind of shared the music. I was feeling like old school Madonna vibes. And I realized 2 days later when something popped up on my IG, whoa, the very day that I had my old school Madonna vibes coming up, she was accused of, I forget what it is, like if it's human trafficking and pedophilia, and how it's like pretty much covered up. She's still going on about her life. People still, whatever, and it's not collectively like in our face, right? It's being hidden type of thing. And since then, a couple Madonna things have showed up for me, and it's like I never press on reels. I never look at people of certain timelines, but it's like, what the fuck? I'm looking at her face, and it's like, how can anybody even believe this is even her? And even if it was even her, why would anybody want to emulate her fucking plastic fake looking face? And the fact that she's like, I don't know, what is she, 63, I think, and she looks like a plastic fucking AI robot. Like, it she doesn't even look real or sound real. Like, my love of certain songs and certain music has nothing to do with the actual person per se. She's not on a pedestal for me, and I'm not gonna just fucking start to hate her songs just because whatever, because this has been planned and happening since forever and a day, and it's all just coming out, but in ways that can be shocking sometimes because of the cover-ups, right? Meep says, Jen, I can't even remember what those troubled waters was now. My memory fails me. Needless to say, I was listening to what you were saying on your live channel, and it came out in that song. It's complex. Oh, me knows what my troubled waters were at the time, sweetie. Me remembers March 22nd, 2021 was when the shooting happened next door, and for 24 hours I was our yard, not me. I never got more information just because my whole yard was part of a crime scene for 24 fucking hours. We went to bed, and the forensic dudes were like basically using their night vision cams and fucking giggling and laughing like little fucking schoolboys near my window, right? Professional people who didn't even fucking realize that everything they're saying I can hear, and that I'm trying to fucking like live my life, and there's nowhere really where to go, and everything said we were safe. But forensics was there for fucking like 24 hours. So by the time April came around and you wrote that song, I was struggling to not be fucking terrified all the fucking time about somebody else having issues near my house. And that didn't wrap itself up that night, because for days and weeks after, all of a sudden I'd be sitting outside and a whole fucking SWAT of 5 or 6 police with fucking handguns, machine guns, the little spray bottles or fucking taser guns and shit would just all of a sudden be popping up, knocking at the house next door, as and not warning anybody. So not only did the one thing happen, but for weeks after, the visual of, right, I would be streaming sometimes that in that timeline, Meeps, all of a sudden my body would say stop the stream, and I would just radically stop the stream, and then 2 seconds later, boom, everything was parked in front of my house, no one looking at us and saying it's fine or go inside. Like, imagine, like, I'm 49 fucking years old, coming from such rural and just such a life that I've never seen that except for in a movie, and then all of a sudden, like, for days on end, reliving all this stuff all the time, right? Oh, me remembers what the Troubled Waters was. Believe me, dude. That song, the song anchored me. I would listen to that song sometimes just to fall asleep, because I had to self-sustain to recover or to feel safe, even if, I didn't. And in that timeline as well, I was hearing many Americans speaking about, like, the right to protect ourselves with guns, and it's like, holy shit, I'm one little fucking Canadian single mom living in a place that has gun laws that are up the wazoo. Fucking shooting happened right beside my window. They're looking for bullets, they're looking for body parts, and I'm like, fucking, I can't have a fucking gun and protect myself, and you guys are scared by yourselves? Like, you have no clue what fucking fear is. What the fuck, right? Holy shitballs, me remembers, Meeps. Anita, I feel crazy today. Let it flow, baby. Let it flow. I knew I was gonna forget your birthday. P.S. I turned 60 January 25th. Happy birthday, honey. I can't recall if I told folks over here. It was a strange, surreal experience. Yes, you did. And I remember the day that you did, I said happy birthday in advance in case I forget on that day. So, yeah. What was surreal about it? Sweetie? What was surreal about it, if you feel to talk about it? Paradox, I'm not going to validate that comment at all. Holy shitballs. Don't rock the cradle of the fucking bullshit today, because I'm going to fucking go... Okay? Meep says, hey, Zig. Zag lives out time and space, folks. Meep says, Paradox, I'm dyslexic, so I had to put you in my clipboard. I'll put him somewhere else if he makes another comment like that right now. I got no energy for that shit. Hey, Wolf Dude 1, how you doing? Nathan Alexander, how's it going? Hi, Kiki. Roar, thanks for taking the time to come in. How's your day? What's the weather energy like for you? Is it snowing for you guys today, Kiki? I know, Meep says, hey, Kiki, you're an easy person to spell. Oh my God, shove your sugar daddy shit right up your ass, Paradox Fossils. If you had any idea of how I've been propositioned and had all the fucking offerings, you wouldn't play with the words with me, especially not today. Paradox, Madonna is listening. She just told me through acoustic telepathy. Well, then, Madonna, get your fucking shit together, honey. If you're listening, you don't fucking impress me much, and you definitely don't scare me, and I'm so sick of the bullshit. Kiki, my friends who do Botox and fillers can't move their face well. Oh my gosh, Kiki. Me loves you. Thanks for writing that. Wow, you just brought me a flashback of my mother-in-law, the mafia mother-in-law. Yeah. I was 18 years old, and my mother-in-law at the time got a facelift. Oh my God, Kiki, I would have never remembered this if you didn't write that. Oh shit, my fucking lips are shaking. I forgot this. I was 18 years old, in love with my Adam. And my mother-in-law, who loved me to kibbles and bits and me her back, got a facelift. And I helped her care for herself as she was recuperating. And I don't know whatever happened, if she chose more or did other stuff after. But I'm going to be really honest. It's one of the things that no matter how I loved her, the whole family, I loved him, that I knew I couldn't be a part of that life. I would have never been able to measure up to what was needed in such a family. And that's the timeline as well, where I really realized that although I loved his father like as if he was my own, that his father did have a life on the side like the other uncles and stuff. And so I saw the vision of my future. If I chose to continue how I would be set for life. I would have had the house, I would have had everything, the perfect, decorative marriage, the perfect everything. I would have never lacked for anything financial in my life, but I would have been half decorative. My husband would have respected me and never left because we had the children, but he would have had his sideline life. And wow, just gave me flashbacks that I could have never remembered, Kiki. In my life as well, I've never known anybody who chose Botox per se, or that I was aware, or that was close enough of a friend or an acquaintance for them to tell me. But I have held space and witnessed many, maybe not many compared to someone else, but a good handful or two of women who had breast augmentation and then the subsequent trauma and health issues that came with it, to one point where once upon a time I was guided to go for something to become a personal trainer, and that never panned out for anything, but it taught me a lot about certain things. And a part of that timeline was so that I would be there to hold space and exchange a healing energy with a woman named Summer, who was a personal trainer. She was also a bodybuilder who did competitions, and she was perfect as above so below, but she felt her breasts weren't big enough, so she had augmentations. And then was in the next years was over and over and over and over and over and over, had so many surgeries because of the issues that happened to her body. So she went from a fully functioning body that was perfect already, thinking I need bigger boobs to be better, looking for the competitions, and then threw herself into a cycle of operations, like, you know what I mean? Like when there's so many that you can't even recall. Well, she could because she lived it, but me as holding space in the one time. We kept each other on Facebook for a long time as well. Wow, that's a lot of flashbacks, guys. Meeps, I watched a whole heap of Madonna interviews like 2022. My impression is she's a very troubled lady, but fundamentally she's a good person deep down inside. She's been affected by people in high places to her detriment. Indeed, that's what the whole industry is. But at some point, being a wounded woman does not excuse the fact of what people do, what paths they chose, and what they have chosen to be a part of, right? Kiki, the day is good, cloudy here, chilly. Well, it's not a joke from my perspective, and I don't think it's fucking funny at all. And if you choose to press my buttons, I will get you out of here in a way that Just that's it. I'm sick of being out on display, being told certain things that it's a joke. I'm the one up here. You want to joke around? Go make your own live stream and have people looking straight at you. You'll see you won't ever talk the same way again once you have people looking at you and you have to be accountable for it, honey. Okay? Annie, you fixed your noises outside for now? Meep says, I'm too skinny to need a facelift. Roar. Right on, Annie. I took a super heavy box of shelves and I leaned it against the dumpster lid, so it seems quiet for now. The wind is insane. I didn't know you was so sensitive. Paradox, I really want to try to be graceful, but I don't have to. It's not about being sensitive. It's about you choosing to act like a fucking dick and me being the one up here asking you 3 times. Good, get, go, 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 go. Put the joke somewhere. There are women everywhere who want these jokes. Go find them, honey. Right? Don't ever tell anyone they're too sensitive because your joke didn't work. I know you don't have to be here. Go. You don't have to keep announcing that you're leaving. Mwah. Back at you. Right up the butt. And I hope that what you gave me as karma is going to amplify and hit you 3 times, 10 times as much so that you can understand what it feels like. Ciao. Pow. Boom. Jeez. Yeah, Meeps, I'm staying out of this one. Good. It's not about anybody else for sure, guys. Hey, Nova Nova. How's it going, sweetie? Meep says, hey, Nova, how are you feeling on a scale of 1 to 10? And Nova answers a 10. Right on, sweetie. Enjoy. Loves you. I was thinking about you. Kiki, the waitress, is here. Do a lot of Botox. Whoa. You know what's funny? I'm a professionally trained waitress and bartender. But when I say professionally trained, I do not mean from the perspective of look at me, but from the perspective of what etiquette and what was considered the way to be in a restaurant or a bar setting for anyone, a masculine or a feminine. Okay, so my training was, first of all, if you're touching food, if you got food, it's hair back. That is it. Non-negotiable. We as servers or kitchen staff are not there for our enjoyment or showing off. We're there to respectfully serve food or make food. So hair is a priority. Back. I was trained to work with cabarets. I forget what they're called in English, a plateau. You don't just put shit under your armpit or just, you know what I mean? Looking like a fucking, like, you know what I mean? Professional. I was able to do 2 at once if I had to. I was trained as well, no jewelry unless you're married or you have like 1 promise ring or 1 ring. That's it. Nothing fancy, nothing hanging from you. First of all, you're not the one that is meant to be on, right? Yes, there is a show when you're a waiter, waitress, or a bartender, but when you work in an establishment where people come to celebrate their 25th wedding anniversary, and you're all decked out like a fucking like prostitute and everybody wants to look at you, and the husband can't focus on his own fucking wife, and they're celebrating their anniversary. Like I was taught what is actually service versus when it's my turn to go out. And why, you know what I mean? There's places that have entertainment because the person that's entertaining looks a certain way, but that people get to choose whether they go to see, you know what I mean? Where there is a certain amount of, you know what I mean? Like seriously, the way that I was taught things, and I was a little belligerent little fucking thing, right? Can you imagine me being told certain things? And I would look up at my teacher and I'd be like, what? Why? right? And then she would explain to me why. And she would say, like, you're very young. You're whatever, 21 or 23, I forget. You're very young. You already have the beauty. You already have the confidence. You might not understand now what I'm trying to teach you, but over time, with the experiences that you have, you'll completely understand. And like, she was right. She was right to the point where I remember, like, years later when I stepped out of my region and went other places, and I went to a place where my best friend from high school worked, and I was like, what the fuck is with all the chicks here? Like, what's the fuck's with all the chicks? She's like, oh, they're all either models, actresses, or they're all wanting to be in some sort of part of the industry, so they work here so they can get seen. And I was like, what? So I got a bunch of like people who have no fucking clue what they're doing as wait staff because they want to be something else when they grow up. And they get to be all decorated and their hair and my fucking food and shit. And she was like, basically, yeah. And I was like, whoa, this is a fucking weird world to me, right? It's a fucking weird world to me. Um, that's it. But I've never participated or partaken in so many things that are just common or normal to other people that my perspective could seem like, what? But seriously, Meep says, I want to be Nova today. Oh my gosh. Annie D, you get what I was saying, eh, honey? I've seen so many botched faces too many times to ever do that. Yeah, I think for some of us, Annie, it might have happened very young as well, so that we would imprint with the true effect of what this actually means. So you can see other women sometimes after they've gone through all the healing and they're okay, but when you've held space very young for people who it didn't become okay or who it took a long time to heal, then you know the background, right? When you know the background of the puppet show, do you see the puppet show the same way? No, never, ever. Nova, Nova. It's because injecting things into the body for a different look, the body might reject it because it sees it as a foreign object. Nova, Nova. I just got done finished one of my pedal drum practices for the day. Cool beans. Right on. Hey, Mr. Hugh. How's it going? Annie D reminds me of when kids would sneak into Dad's radio room and say dumb stuff over his station. The tea hunters would find where the signal originated, call them up, or read their addresses over the radio. Little children shouldn't be playing with fire. Oh my gosh, yay. Kiki, one of the last tables I waited on, the wife asked for white linen instead of black because our pants were white. Whoa. Did you have it to be available for her? The entire restaurant was black linen and napkins. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not able to what's the word? I don't know. I'm not able to match the linen with your clothes today, honey. Oh, Nova, I like your stories, Genevieve. Aw, thank you, sweetie. Meeps, Jen, I've said this in the past a few times. There was a TV series that I knew in my past, and it involved a house with multiple personalities. Cinderella Sink. Been on for 45 minutes, so an hour and about 15 minutes ago. Cinderella, a poet, a trans, a granny, etc. And I still can't recall the name of the show. I think it was in New York. I don't know what that is. You guys did? We had some old something downstairs the manager brought up. Rar. I do believe that when people go out, they are the ones meant to be spoiled. I'm very old school for service. That's why nothing really rocks my crank of going out and about. People are more interested in like taking a break, looking at their phones or sneaking at their phones. I haven't been to a restaurant in so many years where somebody just actually asks, like, what's your name? Where do you come from? Right? What are you celebrating? Why are you here? Type of thing. And for myself, I got people that came to my restaurant once the first year, and when they stepped back into my restaurant the second time, a whole year or 2 years later, I still remembered who they were. You know what I mean? And exactly the way I am here, right? So you can have stepped into my live streams or my vids and then exited and not come back for years, but I will remember a part of how we connected always. It's important to me. And it's doing my videos and live streams and that made me have the really realization of what a good solid memory bank that I actually do have, right? A lot of times in my life I was told that's not how it happened or that's not what really happened. So that kind of mind fuck of thinking my memory is not good, and it took me like a lot of years to realize that, well, yeah, my memory was good. I was the one that was sober. It's other people's memory banks that didn't remember the same thing or that chose to remember things from their perspective because it's easier to remember, you know, certain things than the actual details and nuances of what happened, if that makes any sense at all. Oh my gosh, Kiki, she complained about the trout being pink and insisted it was salmon. They feed the trout pink krill, like my turtle eats for color. Yeah, wow. Some people, right? I've not had I was always able to be very good at soothing people who were so miserable that they would find something to piss them off or that was wrong or that was bad or that wasn't perfect. Um I do believe to a certain extent the customer is always right, but I also don't believe in sucking up. You know what I mean? At some point, it is possible to look at someone and say, if you're completely not satisfied, you can have this for free and then choose to never come back here again. Thank you very much. Right? For real. Like, I mean, that's it. Nova Nova, Cinderella is an archetype for being the one whom many people are jealous of. Difficult place to be, very lonely. Indeed, me knows I'm a forever Cinderella, Cinderella. All I hear is Cinderella. And that was the synchronicity earlier. We were listening to the Wallflowers, One Headlight, and Lily asked, like, why does Cinderella have anything to do with the song? And I was like, I don't exactly know, but all I know is that it's my favorite lyric ever since the first day that I heard it. I don't usually go in to look at songs and why they were written and what they really mean. I choose what I like about the song. Sometimes going to imprint myself of like Hey There Delilah. I love that song, but then when I saw the pop-ups or I forget, somebody told me that there was not really a Delilah. It was just a waitress's name or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like I don't want to hear the background story. I just want to like the song for the way that I liked it. I used to love that song back in freshman year. Roar. I love that song. I remember the day it came out for me. Oof, I was in like grade 11 or 12, grade 10, 11 or 12 or 13. I can't remember. I was between 16 and 18. We'd have to go back and do the math. Let's do it. But I remember where I was. I can see myself hearing the song for the first time. Let's see. One head. Don't you love Google? You can go find anything you want. One headlight. Wallflowers. Release date. Oops. Oh. 1996. Oh shit, that's maybe I wasn't in high school. Really? Okay, this is weird. Is this a Mandela effect or something? Because I thought I knew the Wallflower since high school, but that's the year before my son was born. That's weird. It was released in January 1997 as the second single from the band's second studio album. Wow, I guess what was the band's first studio album? Whoa, that's freaking me out. It must have been the first album, obviously. Wow. I know, Okay, I'm going down a rabbit hole of going to check information about a band. Enough, Jen. Get back to the stream. Wow. Maybe I was on a road trip to see people, and that's why I feel like I was in a certain other province, not even in my own. Interesting. (1996) was the year my daughter Nicole was conceived, and she was born in 98. Kiki, it was an angel who made me realize that I no longer wanted to wait tables. Whoa. Yeah. I resonate with that. The angel who made me realize like I was shutting down my restaurant happened to be a government audit person. And I remember when he called me to say that he was going to audit me and that it was random. I was chose at random. My business was chose at random. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking? De quoi tu parles, tabarnak? I said right to him in French. What the fuck are you talking about? De quoi tu parles, tabarnak? It's like, I've only been in operation for 4 years. This is my second audit. And the first one was random as well. I feel like I'm being targeted if it's my second in 4 years. This isn't random. And he's like, well, this is what the file shows me, Miss Barrette, and I have to come and I have to make an appointment. Anyways, and then he came, we did what we had to do, and then a month or 3 later, he called me on the Friday before noon, and he says to me, I found some discrepancies in your stuff, so the random audit has now become a full-on audit. So the little bit of information you gave me was not enough. We're going to go all in. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm one of the smallest, only legal businesses that I know, not really doing anything fucking shady, and you're going to come truly audit me. I was like, what does that even mean? Oh, he means it, and he says, it means it implies a lot of your time. It implies I'm going to need to see every single thing you've ever, every single piece of paper that you had to keep legally, I have to go through. Anyways, long story short, I called my accountant. I was like, what the fuck is this? And she's like, holy shit, you're fucked. And I was like, why? What do you mean? And she's like, well, first of all, I can't work for free, and I'm going to work hand in hand with him. You're going to have to pay me. And you're more fucked because this is like, could be potentially years of legalities. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Years of legalities? She was like, yeah, it could cost you like way more just to basically defend yourself that you're not doing anything crooked than you could even ever make, depending on if we need lawyers or a lawyer. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And she was like, no. And I was like, okay. And I closed the doors the next day. I fucking closed the doors the next day. Already my instinct was saying, I'm done. My body was telling me I'm done. And I was done. Fast forward, that was October of 2008. Fast forward to the next job that I took, which happened to be at a camp for children or adults, depending on what the activities that were going on. So imagine like a summer camp type of place. And I took the job as a live-in chef who also was kind of in charge at night, being the one kind of in charge, making sure nothing happened anywhere to any of the buildings. And the first week that we're operational, We had kids, but we also were renting out random cabins to people who wanted random cabins because we had some available. And in walks, I first of all, I was told there's a certain gentleman who's going to be here for 7 days and he's going to be a part of all the lunch or supper routines. I was like, okay, one extra mouth to feed, not a big deal. In walks that dude. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it's you. And he looks at me, he's like, I can't believe it's you either. And he got his plate and he went and he ate and he left. Whatever. We talked a little, whatever. He comes back for supper and he's like, I gotta tell you, I'm scared shitless. And I was like, why? He's like, because you must hate me. It's my fault. You closed your restaurant. Are you gonna poison me or something? I was like, what? He's like, well, I've watched a lot of documentaries on what restaurant people do to food in the background, and I'm scared. If anybody has a reason to either kill me or make me sick, it's you. Your restaurant was doing fine. I came in and audited it, and there you go. You shut the next day after my phone call. He's like, I never thought I'd see you again, and here you are. You're the chef that's cooking for me. I'm scared shitless. I'm gonna die, or you're gonna poison me. And I was like, what? Oh my God, honey. First of all, you were just doing your job. I can't imagine what it's like to be you. I could never audit people or take their cars away and do shit like you do. And I was like, second, you were the angel that made it that boom. I wasn't thinking anymore. I just acted. He's like, what do you mean? People hate me. He's like, do you realize my job? I get threats all the time. I blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, well, I'm not that girl. He's like, that was in October. It's May now. It's like, I've had the best winter I've ever had. I was finally able to be a mom all winter with my kids. I shut down that motherfucking restaurant, didn't look back, had a whole winter with my kids. And, now I'm back in the workforce because I got no fucking choice, right? There's nobody to take care or fucking make sure me and my kids are okay. So I'm back in the workforce and just, you were an angel. The fact that you did your job the way you had to, and I was already done on some level without knowing how to stop. And I was like, I have no regrets. I could have planned to close. I could have planned to sell. I already had tried to sell to the point where I had given somebody all my books, my documents, my numbers to see, like, are you guys ready for this? This is what my baseline is. But they were a couple, and I said, this is me alone, struggling as a single mom, trying to get all my shit together. I have to close sometimes. I can't stay open 7 days a week because when I do, I'm paying employees up the wazoo. I was like, you guys are already settled, you're already a couple, and your kids are teenagers. So if they choose or to help you, you've got actually, a functioning unit of 4. Whereas I'm a mom of young kids. So yeah, can they do odd and end stuff to help? Sure they do. But they don't equal an employee. You know what I mean? They can't for another amount of years. Anyways, that was a lot of story time. Thanks for sharing your channel, Nova. "1996 I wasn't even born yet," says Nova. I was just a thought. I know, Meep says, heck, Nova, you are young but so wise. Indeed. Nova is like oh my gosh, yes. So wise. For real. Loves you, Nova. Kiki, I was a senior in high school in Belgium. 1997-98 school year. Roar, Belgium, eh? Cool beans. Meeps, I was born in 63. Old Father Times comes to me for advice. Hence my last waltz. And one of these days it will be. Oh, don't say that out loud. And I say that as if you said it out loud. You just wrote it. Give me a second. How's it going, Helen Skygazer the Frosty? Nova, I eventually want to go live soon. And just make sure that I have your channel. Yeah. Just in case you do, so I get to be called in and feel it. Helen, you were born in 1984? He's in 72. Meep says, Nova Live. That's when I'll connect with you. I'm subbed to over 1,000 people. By the time I log into YouTube, anything on the notification bell has flew past me. I don't use the notification bell, Meeps, ever. Ever, never, never. Oh, Kiki, I hope you do, sweetie. Loved your DJ stream. That was really awesome. I felt like I missed the ball, like that I felt like there could be somebody streaming at that time, but I didn't check my device. I would have wished to be there live for what you were putting out. It was a cool energy, sweetie. Mina has a setup like that. And when I had my restaurant, I had a super cool setup, but not with a record thing. But I had a whole DJ panel stuff to the point I didn't even know how to use most of it because it was just way too techy for me. And whoa, full circle, when I worked at the place I just spoke of in 2009, is where I chose to sell my equipment. I had the lights, I had the mics, the stands, I had like all my stuff, and I sold it all. Oh no, I didn't sell it. I exchanged it for a kayak. Oh my gosh. I didn't sell it for money. I exchanged all my fucking DJ equipment with the lights and the microphones and the stands for my yellow kayak. Wow, I'm having like mega flashbacks of stuff I never really think of or ever maybe could have remembered today. Meeps, I'm on a desktop, Jen. It's kind of linear. Nova says, Meeps, instead of the icon bell button, there's a subscription tab on the left side of the YouTube logo. There's 4 lines, click that, and the tab will show. The bell icon gets overclocked and things get left out. Kiki says, oh, thanks. I've really been digging my vinyl. Helps lift me up. Roar. Keep using it, and definitely if you choose to share it, share it. I find, I'm going to be really honest, I find that it's very hard to find things that make me feel good, to distract, or to listen to. So anything that comes from a different type of authenticity rocks my world, right? I'm not getting off on music that I've heard my whole life. It doesn't soothe or it doesn't inspire or amuse me, right? Okay, so there's syncs. Okay, but so what? Like, I've heard these songs like since I was a child, right? Enough. Or since whenever, enough. I want new flow, new feeling, new energy. Hey, God's Green Earth Inhabitant, trademark, copyright. How's it going? Welcome in. Okay, so earlier I pulled a card, but I've been babbling for 64 minutes. 65 exactly on the dot, and I haven't held up any cards yet. So this one got pulled exactly like 64 minutes ago and I never held it up yet. Card number 2, action. I'm gonna pull one more card and then I'm gonna take a quick little break because I've been babbling for 65 minutes, sitting and just gonna shake it around, shake my energy up a little bit. It's only a quick stop by. Take care. Hope to stop by properly soon. Much frosty love. Frosty love back at you, sweetie. Quick stop-ins are excellent. Thank you so much for taking the time. You feeling the frosty energy? Beyond the ordinary. Rar. She's beautiful. $45. Beyond the ordinary, card 45. 4 and 5 is 9. The mystical. The ineffable. Am I saying that word right? Ineffable. Ineffable. The ineffable part of life. Trusting in the invisible world without understanding it. That's very important. Recognizing that some things cannot be known in advance and they're meant to be grasped, are not meant, to be grasped intellectually. The awareness that everything is as it should be, even if it doesn't make sense. And I think I'll be 45 in November. Roar. Beyond our ordinary worlds, defined by our memory, our intellect, and our 5 senses, is a Hey, that way. I saw you up there. I just don't think I said hi. Hey, sweetie. Okay, I'm going to start over. Beyond our ordinary worlds, defined by our memory, our intellect, and our 5 senses, is a mystical realm of beauty, magic, and extraordinary potential. This is the spiritual realm, quantum reality, called by some the great mystery. This place doesn't operate under the same laws that you're used to, but rather it has its own way of working that is perfect, though it is very hard to understand. When you want to know what is to come, the nature of something, or where you're headed, it's natural to turn to a trusted oracle and expect some sort of answer that will inform your view of how things are, how things might be, or how things should be. Sometimes this is not possible, though, because the elements cannot be named and are not yet in place. Things might be in flux, so you cannot know, and you might never be meant to know. Think less, feel more, is what comes up, right? Think less, feel more. It's sometimes not, it's about knowing. It's not about being able to rationalize, intellectualize, have a linear view of knowing, but you know deep down inside. I don't know if that makes sense the way I'm saying it, but no matter how hard you try to understand why something happened or how or when it will happen, now is a time to surrender to not knowing. The mystery is a mystery because it is at present unknowable and yet unmade. Even its potential is impossible to understand. What is waiting for you lies beyond the ordinary, but it has not yet chosen its shape, its path, and the manner by which it will be delivered. Your job is to stay the course, allowing whatever comes to be exactly as it will, without trying to ascertain anything in advance. Indeed, in one of the things years ago that I was guided from my higher self, but also had imprinted as well through words and through certain videos, is those of us that can have the gift of sight, that we are seers, to not ever try to predict the future timelines, because the more seers and people who have a certain gift looking into future timelines, trying to predict it, especially when they share it openly, is what is going to and has rewired, changing the timelines all the time. So yes, there's potential timelines. Yes, we do have access to see certain things, but I don't know if anybody else knows the movie Push. That movie, the little girl, she knew, she was conscious. Every time she drew the future, every time she drew it, it was out in the ethers. Other people that were seers could see what she drew. And as soon as she drew it, it meant it could change. And that's it. That's one of the movies that taught me so much about our gifts, about what we actually are, about what actually suppressed, what the potential for humans is, right? That movie. I don't watch many movies, but when I do, there's a fucking reason, and they're the movies that I've watched are the imprints of the knowing. We are capable of everything. We are being controlled so that our gifts aren't just flowing, but that imprinted in me as well, the knowing. When we have the sight of something, and if we predict it towards somebody, how it can affect their future, because they are going to think about it so much that that's not what's going to manifest, right? The letting go of trying to predict, trying to know, trying to be the one who says, oh, the event is going to happen, the solar flash is going to happen, there's going to be world peace in whatever year, right? Anybody who's been through the journey like I have, witnessing other light workers, other seers, have articles, videos, things for years, can remember back to 2000. For me, I stepped into the internet in 2005, 2006. So some people it's even longer than me, but I can remember seeing articles or certain writings of predictions of things that were meant to happen, like, in ways that it's like, don't you feel like a fucking asshole for writing that back then? Because now we're here, right? Like, oh my God. There's people who constantly, year after year, rehash through timelines of what's going to happen, and those things haven't manifested. Like, how does that make sense? Like, it's like everybody wants to be Nostradamus, but no one actually understands the consequence of what that actually means, right? Exactly, Meeps. Jen, us humans are using about 3% of our minds currently, and we are capable of 100%. Yep. And the 3% that we're using is directed to thinking that we understand, or we want to know, or that we see. And it's like, no, it's so much. It's so much. There's so much, right? It's so much more multi-layered than that. Kiki, I think we shape the future by being the daydreamers today. That resonates with me. Indeed, there's a huge difference between daydreaming, imagining, than there is in openly predicting that on this day or this year this is going to happen, right? By the daydreaming and allowing individually for individual futures to come into play, then globally, collectively, right? Neves, I'm going to put that into perspective. I'm about at 20% right now. I would say that I'm probably between 20 and maybe 30%. Who knows? I don't know. I know that when I think I know things, I know nothing. Right? When I think I know nothing. And the things I think I know, I'm not really even attached to most of the time. I'm gonna move around. I won't be too long, but I need to circulate a little bit. Kiki, I think we use more than we know. Probably, eh? No, not yet. Nova says, hey Genevieve, did you ever make the ketchup? No, I didn't. I actually forgot about it, to be honest. Homemade ketchup. Kiki said, I tried once, Nova, and I made pink something. Neve says, it's complex, Kiki, but I can tell you this. The highest frequency involves humility. We need to be like children on a specific level. Yes, I resonate with that, Meeps. Indeed. Humility and the knowing we are one. This is not just a saying. Therefore, sharing knowledge in ways that enhances and elevates other people without being attached to it is so beneficial, right? Kiki says, so true, Meeps. I've been embracing my humility. Yeah, Nova, if you're still here, it's Expander. He had made a vid years ago, oh my gosh, where he spoke of how he was really the opposite of other people, how other people had to get rid of the ego and be a little humble, that he was the opposite. He had to learn to like get a little ego and right, step into certain things. And it was like, bruh, I feel ya. Oh yeah, that resonates with me. You know what I mean? I have zero competitive vibes in me. Competition to me is something that other people do, and I can get it, but I don't always, because competition to me, whether you came in first place or last, everybody should be dancing and high-fiving each other at the end because they all tried, right? I'm not competitive at all for stuff, to the point where, oh my God, right? In grade 9, in the first week of school, we were playing soccer outside. I scored a goal. I was so proud, jumping up and down, and so was the other team. So was the other team, because I scored the goal for them. And my team was not impressed, and I never got chosen again until, like, I was the last fucking person where people would choose teams in gym, and then at the end there was only me left, and they'd be like, oh shit, we gotta take her. I'd be like, you're stuck with me, bitches, you have to take me. You can leave me on the sidelines and the bench, but I have to go up to bat once, right? I have to for gym. I'm so sorry, you're stuck with me. Scored a goal one time for the wrong team, and it's like, oh my gosh, all the competitive little gymnasts, gym people, couldn't get over it. I swear. I'm so not competitive, and you can't motivate me if I don't want to do anything, that my gym teacher would fucking scream and yell and fucking try to coerce me to run a 10-minute mile, and it was like, bitch, I will walk if I want to. And she's like, I'll fail you. And I was like, go ahead. If you fail me, you're stuck with me again. You really want to fail me? If you fail me, you're stuck with me a whole other semester. She ended up passing me with a 51 and looking me right in the eye, saying, basically, you failed because you never did anything I fucking told you to do. And I was like, yeah, I know. I was that girl when she had to do sex ed, that when I opened the book and the pages were glued together, I was like, are you kidding me? I know we're a Catholic school, but you guys really glued the pages together? What's hidden in there? Boobies? Detention! I spent half a sex ed in detention because I was so fucking just like, are you kidding me? Our pages are glued together? Yeah, she passed me so I would never take gym again. Oh, really, Kiki? My son cries when he loses board games to me, and I make it worse by laughing. Damn, I've helped Lily to embrace that you better like not be a sore loser at some point, because indeed, for the times that I actually get to win with her, Kiki, I'm gonna jump up and down or dance about it, because she is a player. She can like, she is competitive, and she can outwit me in pretty much every game. Games of strategy, like Connect Four. I don't even want to teach her chess because, like, holy shit, I am not the best chess player ever. And it's just like the things are so pretty, and look at my horse, and it's like I really don't care if I win or lose. Oh my god. Yeah, I won't play it for sure. Not Super Tramp. Neeps. Yeah, I won't play it. Humility by Supertramp, the logical song. Not to confuse the record label with the band. Yeah. I always try to, I don't know. I love playing, but I have zero attachment to if I win or lose. Lily's the opposite. I always tell her when she wins, it doesn't matter. I came in second place, and she's like, "Mom, there's only 2 of us," and I was like, "I know, I'm second place." Whee! She thinks I'm annoying, but yeah, there's.
Thank you for annoying. I know you're annoying.
Thank you. She knows I'm annoying. She doesn't think I am. You hear that way? Oh my god. Yeah. I think I'm awesome. If I'm second place, holy shitballs. Whee! You can't shame me because I didn't win something. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I still played. Right? I still played. Card number 6 with a fortune. Whoa. Sometimes I freak myself out over these fucking cards, guys. I just mentioned a chessboard, and the card that came up is chessboard. And believe me, I did not see the card. If we have had this card, I don't remember per se, not enough to have visualized it as I was saying chessboard. Right? This is why I use the cards, because I cannot make this stuff up about what I was speaking about and where the flow actually goes. The cards are a tool to enhance the syncs, the flow of what already is pretty much coming out of me. Yeah, crazy. Whew. I swear, sometimes I give my own self pretty good shivers, guys. It's fun. It's card number 6, not for you. Whoever's here right now, take what resonates, leave the rest. If you've been asking yourself certain things, right? Not for you. Oh my god, you see the lady? You see the hand? She's holding it as if it's a cabaret. Anybody who was here before when I was mentioning proper waitstaff service needs a cabaret, she's holding the chessboard like a cabaret. I cannot make this up. Your laptop has a picture of a fortune cookie, Kiki. We got Chinese. I forget. I think it was Saturday night.
I didn't even open mine.
No, it's hanging out over there. We got Chinese, and I even shared my fortune cookie on my community posts. And it said my fortune was like something like, be ready to do something daring. Sois prête de faire quelque chose d'audacieuse. Anyways, get back to the card, a little bit of focus. And I can't help but the frame here, right? Window, frame. Not for you. A clear knowing that something is being denied to you. Remember, rejection is God's protection. There are times, though, and it appears that no matter how deeply you desire something, no matter how hard you work at something, the result you seek always seems to elude you. It's as if you don't even get to be in the game, and you just feel like you're watching from the sidelines. I even just said that before, how I would tell my team, you got to put me on to bat at least once. I can't be on the sidelines forever because it's gym class. It's not competitive. Well, it is, but not like a sport, right? The appearance of this card indicates that you are not going to attain what you want right now, and that indeed your dreams for the exact thing is not going to be fulfilled. Whoever needs this, right? This is a time to radically accept that not everything is available to you when you want it. Take heart. There are benevolent forces who desire the best for you and have a much clearer idea of what is for your highest good. Rejection is God's protection. Something much better is on its way that will make you so happy. Trust this. Whoa. because there's so many syncs and flow to everything that I said within the last, like 80 minutes, I'm going to go and I'm reading every single thing for whoever needs it. Okay, guys? Relationship message. Some relationships carry an innate seed of failure in them that is obvious from the beginning, but the red flags escape your observation, or you're just refusing to acknowledge them. When a relationship is not meant to be, it is not possible to make it be. Right? You can try forever and a day. It's not going to get better. If anything, the more you try, the more things happen that can be traumatic. You can be in a relationship that was dysfunctional, it wasn't going well, but the trauma that has to happen to kick you the fuck out of Dodge didn't have to happen. And I speak of knowing, guys. There are things or timelines where I know I was meant to stop, to leave, to change. And I waited and I waited and I waited. And the little drama that felt so big didn't need to happen. It's me that manifested it because I didn't listen to my higher self. I knew. But I was just, try a little bit more. It'll get better tomorrow. Next week it'll be better. Something's going to happen. It's going to make it work. But nothing ever happened to make it work. The shit just got more real and ugly. Rejection is a sign you're being protected by the divine. If you are the one who must reject another, remember that you do so for both of your sakes. For every pot, there is a lid, and this one is not the best fit. Oh my gosh, that's so important. For the one who must reject the other, you're doing it for both of your sakes. Whether it's a job that you have to leave, or a relationship, a friendship that you have to. Whoa, right? No more energy. It is for the greater good of the all. It is not self-serving. It is not of ego. It is because if you know and you actually make the action, when people in hindsight are ready to let go of their ego and the blame, shame, guilt game, they will thank you at some point. And when they don't, it's because they haven't let go of certain things, right? He knows my husband thanked me that I left him. He did. He couldn't thank me in the moment. He couldn't thank me in the trauma of that he was having to accept, but he did when he realized, right? If I wouldn't have left him the way that I did and allowed for him to have the time that he had to live what he needed to live, to heal, to go through his he wouldn't have been ready for his future partner, who he's been with now for longer than we were together. And they manifested a child who's going to be 10 in April. So my seeing into the future of this is not my man anymore. Doesn't matter if we're married legally. Doesn't matter. He's not mine anymore. I felt, see the orb? I felt her essence. You know what I mean? I saw their future child. I did. I'm going to read the prosperity message now. You can strategize and project and systemize and invest all your time and energy, but sometimes your best laid plans seem to go awry in spite of it all. Keep in mind that no effort is wasted. Fail fast and learn from defeat. Whoa, that's powerful. Fail fast. Stop hanging on. Learn from it. If the ship is sinking, do you stay in the ship until it's completely gone down and then all of a sudden you're fucking drowning? Or do you exit the fucking ship? Right? Fail fast and learn from defeat. And then just keep going. You will eventually succeed. Although perhaps it's not at the same game that you planned, and not at this time. Know when to fold your cards. I swear, The Gambler by Kenny Rogers has not come up into my inner DJ and outer syncs so much as it has in the last like weeks. Know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Know when you gotta walk away, and know when you gotta fucking run. Right? Enough. And I'm gonna give the example of what happened at the beginning, first 20 minutes of the stream, when Paradox decided he was going to say something that made me feel a certain way. I do not accept that kind of behavior or talking here anymore, no matter what. I'm done. It's like done. I can't keep on enabling masculines to speak a certain way and then project upon me that it's me that's too sensitive, that's me that can't take a joke. You can't be a respectful masculine with integrity and honor. Get the fuck out of Dodge. There are women everywhere who don't mind being sexualized. They're actually waiting for it. Right? There are women everywhere who want the jokes about certain things. I do not. And it's not even personal anymore. It's about keeping the stream, the sanctum, the way that I believe that it's meant to be. That's it. It's clean, it's PG rated, and nobody gets to make me feel creepy anymore. Doesn't matter who. All those running timelines of everybody who wants to come in here, speak a certain way, and that maybe was accepted a certain way is so done. It's enough. There are some of us who are here to rewrite scripts. We want our world a certain way, so we don't accept anymore. We're done. We are done enabling, right? That's it. And when we tell somebody that a joke doesn't feel like a joke, and that we get told that we're too sensitive, I'm not playing that game anymore. I am not too sensitive. I know when a joke feels good. Right? I know what it's like to be sexualized. I'm 51 years old, and I've been living the puppet show since I was like a child. So enough. Why should I hold the hand of a masculine who can't have integrity and respect? And the second that we say how we feel, that they choose to, right? He even told me to F off. He had to write like 5 fucking times, I'm leaving, go. Right? That's wanting attention. That's hoping that somebody else is going to jump on the ball and start to poke at me too. That's what it is. It's bullying. It's enough. That's it. If we were all at a park and a playground or a bar or around a fire and one person feels hurt and somebody's going to dance around saying, it's a joke, you're too sensitive. No. If it's a joke and I'm too sensitive, either take it back or shut the fuck up or apologize. Make it better. Make it better. You don't get to point to other people that they're too sensitive. Because if I'm too sensitive, you shouldn't be here. Right? There are other paradigms. There are other timelines. The one that I'm bringing forth into this reality is non-negotiable about certain things. Zip. Right? That's it. Okay, last message from this card. Protection message. Do not chase after what flees from you. Don't obsess over what eludes you. Don't bang your head against the walls. There's nothing romantic about what is unavailable. There's no prize given for torturing yourself. And there's nothing to be gained by refusing to see red flags that have been waving since you began your pursuit. When something's meant to be, you have zero confusion. Your mind monkey can start to bring up scenarios, but your whole body feels calm because it's meant to be. Somebody who wants to be in your reality you don't doubt it because they're getting a hold of you before you even realize that you didn't have a certain amount of time together, right? So, if you go out on a date and somebody doesn't call you the next day because they can't wait to talk to you, that's kind of fucked up, right? If there's a potential of a future, you're so excited and you want it so much that you might not over stimulate somebody, but you won't stop stimulating them so that they feel special, seen, and heard. As soon as we question anything, we're already obsessing or chasing after something that it should be right there in black and white. Simple. Now is the time to walk away. There are other goals, other loves, other gains, other successes waiting for you. And the way out of obsessing is radical acceptance and surrender. Spirit wants only the best for you. This is a sign that you have something much better waiting for you, so trust. Exactly. Yeah. A lot of us being tested right now as well. People from the past coming in and okay, if it was in the past and it doesn't feel good in the present, you don't have to acknowledge certain things. Right? All of it. Meeps, if the ship is sinking, you find whatever materials are on there that you can salvage to keep you afloat. I planned that scenario in my mind many times. Meeps, good for you, Jen. Tell them all to go fly a kite. Yeah, exactly. I realize how much power I've allowed myself to leak and how much energy I've chosen, and I believe that the soul contracts was there and that there was an exchange of energy to be had. But I've enabled a lot of fucking wounded men to act certain ways, and it never turned out in ways that, holy shit, they're really strong when I or we as a tribe need it. If anything, as soon as somebody really needs a certain type of energy or protection or elevation, those ones are the first ones to, right? Not even fucking show up. So enough is enough, buttercups. Kiki, totally got to stand in our power, integrity, and respect. Indeed, if other people didn't choose to teach people how they wanted to be treated, well, we're the ones that have to do it, right, Kiki? If nobody taught a man or a woman, whether it's for a friendship with a woman or anything, then if you know what I mean, we're here to say this is what's acceptable and this is not, right? The fucking sugar daddy comment is so fucking ridiculous that you know what I mean? Like, it's, I hope that he realizes and feels how fucking ridiculous it was, right? And the consistency of the space that I'm trying to hold here, there's no room for that shit. None. Kiki, I've been getting bullied and I said enough and I blocked and bye-bye. Exactly, sweetie. We owe nothing to no one. And especially if, as soon as we start to feel the ick, it's so, like, we want to help. We do. We love unconditionally so much that we can allow somebody to be who they are. But if who they are doesn't have integrity or honor or valor, what the fuck are we wasting our time for, leaking more energy? Go learn and come back. Or don't learn and don't come back. Right? And I've been saying this to people for years. How dare people poke at me a certain way, but they've never streamed before. They don't even make vids. You don't even know who they are. You don't even see their face. You don't even know what it's like to make a vid and have comments on it. You have no idea how to look at a camera and talk for hours, but you go poke other people? Go start your own fucking platform, because the day you understand what it feels like to be feeling up on screen what I feel, you might not ever comment the same way ever again. There is integrity to be had when people choose to step into live streams. People want to say that trolls are bots, and it's like, I've never been poked by a troll or a bot very long. That shit doesn't fucking last. But holy fuck, I've had people who say they love me and they blah, 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 fucking poke me until I'm fucking black and blue up here. How does that make sense? Years of me trying to have a certain consistency, and the very people who, oh, I love you so much, I would never fucking be triggered by you, and then all of a sudden, right? Oh my gosh, it's surreal. And it's like when you look at it from the bird's eye view, we are the collective. People can say other people are sheep and other people do this and other people do that, and it's like, nah, brah, you just did. You just did. You are the exact embodiment of exactly what masculine need to enough. right? Or feminine. Believe me, I'm not pointing out just, right? You know what I'm saying. Kiki, I learned greater emotional control and flow from this past experience. Gotta grab E in a few minutes. So much love, G, Meeps, Annie, that way, and all here. Thanks for participating today, Kiki. Me's appreciating you. Meeps, a joke is being goofy and usually aimed at ourselves, as opposed to subtle ways of trying to demoralize another person. I resonate with that, Meeps. I was in my 30s when one of my friends, Yvette, who's since transitioned, she said to me, she's like, most people say this is a joke, that's a joke, but it's hidden. It's the stuff they would want to poke you at, or the stuff that they know that hurts your feelings, right? So certain people were bullied about their nose for so long in their life that they can be an adult sitting at a table with other adults, and then as soon as somebody knows that their nose is the thing that's going to be their trigger, you got a bunch of grown-ass masculine making fun of another one because of their nose. Right? And me knows, I use the word knows, me knows. I watched human behavior for years by being the one in behind the bar, by being the waiter, waitress, by being in charge of a room that has many people who choose to either drink or not drink. I've seen how fast it can get out of hand when everything's going great, and then somebody says something that it is to hurt somebody in the guise of it's a joke. But you know. A joke should make everybody in a whole room feel clean, happy, giggly. And that's why, like, my bacon jokes that I make, even vegans have come in and said, Jen, do you realize I'm a vegan and I don't eat bacon? And it's like, I know. It's a word. It's not even about eating it. It's about the memory of bacon. It's like every single thing on this planet's going to have something offensive to somebody, or somebody's going to have something attached to it. I'm not trying to promote bacon. I'm just using the word for fun. Can you accept that I use that word with the connotation of food, but it's not directed and like, holy shit, like, right? Like, I'm a chef. I come from food. Whether I ever eat bacon or not, I can still make jokes about it, right? And by jokes about it, my jokes about bacon have been like, let's make a bacon dress. Let's make a bacon bikini suit, right? Like, it's so fucking ridiculous just to lighten up, to say silly things. The bacon in my hair that time, right, Meeps? Right? Like, oh my gosh. You can't even like joke about things that when it's not directed at anybody, and it, that it just becomes fun, right? I'm known for my bacon jokes, for fuck's sakes, just because it's like, it's easy, simple fun. Yeah, boundaries. Meep says, I can be a total lunatic at times, but if I attack a person, it's because I know there's something very wrong with that person. Yeah, one of the things that I've been guided to learn for years now is to stop attacking. If somebody's already wounded, don't bully the bully type of thing. But it's like what happened earlier. It's like, I'm not going to sit here and try to be all graceful and kind. Like, if anybody has ever like watched me enough and come through and seen when I take no nonsense, I don't, right? Do no harm, take no shit. I'm done. You know what I mean? If it was somebody new, like, I had an incident with somebody like in the last weeks. He didn't understand what I was trying to say, that it's not about the package. And when I stood up and made the boundary very clear, he's come in ever since, almost all the time when he can, and he understands. And if he doesn't understand, well, one thing is certainly sure. He's not poking at me or saying the things that made me feel a certain way weeks ago. He's got a completely other timeline of how he chooses to speak when he comes in here. Right? That's it. Yeah. One of the things I learned is that source, creator, things will take care of themselves. Somebody who decides to poke at me or anyone here is hurting in some way that is like, they don't need me to, go full monkey on them. But at the same time, this is me gifting myself and my time, right? It's me choosing to, every day that I can, come up here and flow through the comments. People knows when they come in here that what they say is going to be seen. And that depending on, if I need to feel like I need to edit it, or I don't want to focus attention to someone, everybody's going, and even if, you know what I mean? Just because people choose to talk about something, if I don't want to imprint it and say it out loud, I'm not stopping certain conversations, right? You guys can have a sideline conversation of things that I just don't want to focus and attention on, but that doesn't mean that what needs to flow between two or more people in the chat is not okay. But when someone, like, when I'm sitting here and I feel like that it's directed towards me, there is something that I have choices that I need to make in the moment, right? It's so easy for everybody else because you're all in the back and nobody sees you. So you could potentially, a masculine could be crying and mad and sad and angry or having another emotion. Nobody will ever know because he's still poking at me. Right? But you see my reaction when people have made it that I'm in a flow. My gift to people is flowing cards, flowing energy, holding space, witnessing stuff that every week or every month minimum, it's happening every week now where, somebody can come in 2 minutes and say that their father passed. Like what we witness and hold space for in here, there is no place for the bullshit, because that's how fast we can go from making bacon jokes, laughing about something, to holding and witnessing somebody that is like in having something happen in their reality. Right? This happened last week. I think it was 5 days ago or 3. I can't remember now. We're in a full flow for hours, and all of a sudden someone says, I just got a phone call. There's been a death. You know what I mean? Like, this is not some sort of live stream for some sort of like ego attention and certain stuff. Like, it's so much more multi-layered than 3D. You know what I mean? Meeps, Jen, I'll clarify. If I attack, it's because I've discerned pure malevolence. Especially when it's directed to a person like you and or even me. Yeah, Meeps. Pure malevolence. Yeah. I try to really give everyone the benefit of the doubt that everyone's wounded, right? Everyone has past trauma and maybe even current trauma. But you're right. Sometimes there is just the pure malevolence. There is. Gotta go, Nova. Love you too, honey. Thanks for coming in today. Aphrodite, as you exit, Nova, just so that you know. Aphrodite energy as you exit. Meeps, if Jen should ever die before me, I'll visit her grave and put a card of Porky Pig on her grave. Bacon, fond memories. I don't want to be buried per se, but definitely throw some bacon up into the air for sure. Hey, Esoteric Alchemistic, how's it going? Card number 2, Aphrodite, romantic love. The Greek goddess of romantic love, Aphrodite, represents a state of ecstatic being that she now invites you to cultivate within. You can experience the world as a sensual, expressive being if you allow yourself the freedom to explore what this means to you. Perhaps this is a part of a new partnering or a deepening of the one you already have. Or perhaps it's a time for you to claim this aspect of your nature, which might have lain dormant for a very long time. Aphrodite invites you to fall in love with your life now. Choose to look for the essence and expression of love all around you. kind of bit my tongue on the word essence. Not hard or anything, but by doing so, love will increase tenfold, and you will see evidence of it everywhere you turn. This is your sacred task when Aphrodite chooses to aid and empower you. And I'm going to read the alignment message because I'm going to go through just both parts of the card. Your alignment task is to stay present, release judgment, and see the treasure of what lies in front of you. You might discover that something painful is actually a beautiful gift. Indeed, it could be exactly what you need to release the old patterns that no longer serve you. Be careful of the addictive quality of longing, yearning for elusive love, and a fixation on desired outcomes, because this only creates more of energy of unmet desire, and you might find yourself unable to discern what is true. Release expectations and attachments and just see what arises. Remain aware and accountable for your side of things. Make amends if you need to, and trust that all is well. Even your partnership with the universe might need refining as you let go of your need to have things your way. That's the second card. This card also was saying to let go of having things your way, and gave the if it's not working, it's never going to work warning in this one, right? Call on Aphrodite to lead you to healthier, more satisfying experiences. Right on, Meeps. Nature calls? Ooh, is it a bird? Is it a bird? Squirrel? Oh my god. Meeps. Esoteric Alchemistic, doing good. Hope all's well with everyone. Yeah, I've been doing good. Is it a bird? I think I'm funny. Okay, let's get a little bit more going. Oh my gosh. Okay. 31. Lemurian quartz. Vision. Big picture thinking. Unlocking the secrets of infinite possibility. Your ability to imagine something bigger and better and draw in what you need in order to heal and feel a sense of well-being and step into your power as a co-creator is much greater than you think. The message of Lemurian quartz crystal is that now is the time to free yourself and dream big. Was it a bird? Be right back. Nature calls. Was it a bird? And sometimes when I had my restaurant, I could hear the way that the thing for the hand, paper towel, whatever, I could hear people use it, right? So sometimes when people would walk back into the restaurant from where the bathroom was, the bathroom was here, like the men's bathroom, the women's bathroom, a little hall, but here was the kitchen, so I could hear when somebody was in the men's bathroom and using the paper towel thing. So I would pop out of the kitchen and be like, "Are you sure you washed your hands in there?" Knowing that they did, so I wasn't embarrassing them and they had to go back or feel stupid. But just for that instant of like having them shocked of like me daring to ask, oh my god. And then oh yeah, I did. And it's like, I know, I'm teasing. Oh, for fuck's sakes, I need to pee. I've been holding it for an hour. See why I need to move around after an hour sometimes, Meeps? Oh my gosh, he loves you.
When you need to pee, you start talking about pee.
I know, don't start talking about it. I'll need to pee, Lily says.
No, I mean, when you need to pee, you always start talking about pee.
Oh, yeah, probably. The talking about it is the precursor, Lily says. Okay, this is a time to free yourself and dream big. What do you see for yourself? How do you picture yourself in the future? What kind of person have you evolved into as you strive to fully embrace and enjoy your life? On this healing journey, you're called to keep your eye on the bigger picture of your experience so that you recognize your struggles as leading you to epiphanies, allies, and inner wisdom born of lived experience. Lemurian Quartz Spirit reminds you that the capacity to unlock the wisdom of the stars is within you. Just open to your connection to the conscious universe and allow your imagination to soar. Very soon, a powerful vision of what is ahead will become clear. And right here, where is it? I want to look for the exact line. Keep your eye on the bigger picture. In this card over here, this is the bigger picture. So the chessboard is here, the fortune cookie holding it all up. I got the whole world in my hand. But the bigger picture is in the background. So two different decks, different flow, but how cards and messages flow together, right? Take what resonates, leave the rest. You know if it feels like messages are for you because of how they make you feel. If you doubt, you can ask for confirmation. But at some point, when you keep on asking the universe source for confirmation, what you're doing is making some people into like a dancing monkey for you, because we can't keep on pulling cards and saying stuff day after day, week after week, year after year, if people don't actually, jump into the timeline it's meant for them. And this being said, what's meant for you will never pass you by, but at some point, if you don't make the choices, the actions, and allow yourself to show up, be seen, and participate in your own timelines, things do shift and change. That's it, right? I mean, you got to show up, buttercup, in order for stuff to happen. You can't just listen to card readers and think that everything's just going to happen. There is actions to be had, which was the first card today, action. Right? Maybe. So Jen, I don't ask very often. Can I have a general reading, please? There's nothing bad going on with my life. Also, for your attention, as I type these words, my life, you spoke, your life in real time. Okay. Thanks for asking, Meeps. And definitely what this does is that I grab different decks, but the messages could resonate for other people as well, right? Only you guys can know. Me not even knows who's here, right? Because sometimes there's people passing through. Sometimes people will only hear one thing. Sometimes people will watch the replay. Who knows? I'm grabbing decks that are guided to me. I'm going to pull the cards and then do the reading in general, just so. Guided to look around, stocking or socks. There's no more clarity. I'm not sure what that means. Stockings, socks. thinking of our song Meeps as I stir the cards. And the waltz. Waltzing Matilda. Waltzing Matilda comes up. These are just general things coming up. And he's not going in deeper to analyze or to see what it is. Either you will know what it means or it will come to you in a future timeline. Something with socks or stockings, or it already has and you already know what it means, or it's coming. And same with waltz, waltzing Matilda. I don't often get guided to look around as I'm pulling cards, and I'm guided to look around and see in my syncs and my flow what I see, to just say words and say certain things. I made this in 2019. It's my representation of my imagination of a dragon's tear, a rainbow dragon's tear. Tears of a Clown song comes up when I say the word tears. So I'm holding it up as part of the card reading, but again, not going deeper. Tears of a Clown. Dragon, tears, rainbow dragon. Okay, let's get into it. You ready? I got shivers. Hey, Emoji King, I see you, honey. I'm just catching up after I'm done. I just want to stay as in flow right now, as sometimes looking at the chat helps me grab stuff. Okay, first card, Meeps. Card number 1. First card, number 1. Make a wish. The dandelions. How spring is just around the corner. Dandelions are on their way. Depending on where we are, it can take a few months. Some people could be next month, right? But still, the dandelions. I say this, and some people right now are in summer, right? Someone like Anita watching me through, it's in Australia, the potential of her seeing dandelions in her reality right now. She's not waiting for spring. Fall is coming for her soon. So that's all the stuff that comes up. Make a wish. Number 1. As a child, think. Earlier you spoke about the humility of a child. As a child, you might have been encouraged to blow on dandelions and make a wish. And as you blew the seed blossoms from the stem, they would be carried in the wind, so your wish will be fulfilled. This card is a gentle reminder to set clear intentions about what you wish for in your life. You are being asked, what would you like? At this moment, anything is possible. So if you were given one wish, what would you wish for? Trust your wish will be granted at the most opportune time and in a manner that supports you the fullest. And what comes up really loud inside is the wish is for yourself. This is not a wish for others, for humanity, for anyone else, but for you. Okay? She's got the whole world coming out of her head. Her hair is the world. Meeps, I was just thinking about pollen season today. See, for me, I thrive in pollen. I will not accept any other reality than to thrive in it. I will swim in the lake when the top is full of pollen and practically yellow, and just it's like, oh my God, I'm in heaven. That's my world, right? Raw. Second card, number 4. Pause. She's super cute, kind of impish. Within the drawing is other faces within. I'm going to put it as close as I can to get a good shot. Pause. Take a moment to assess what is really going on at this time. You are holding on to control and not allowing the many wonderful blessings to come into your life. Grant yourself the opportunity to get into the sunshine. Double yellow energy. Right? Earlier the dandelion turned to fluff, but the yellow dandelions in the card and the sun, the card saying turn towards the sun, let the sun shine in. Now I got let the sun shine in, face it with a grin, open up your heart and let the sun shine in. You deserve to receive new prospects. Resistance can create unnecessary blocks. Interference can be caused by a multitude of energies, including your own attitude, other people, the weather, and so on. Create the opportunity to regroup and don't feel the need to fight what is happening because it's a waste of energy. Find something else to do and wait until there is a better flow to finish the task at hand. The willingness to try something new is all that's needed to create something wonderful. Third card, 61, Turkey. Give with gratitude and grace. Gratitude and grace, GG, double G's. Turkey Spirit's message for you is that you always have the potential for manifesting a rich reality, double R's, RR, rich reality. And I was thinking, how's Ricky? For the turkey represents generosity and a celebration of abundance through giving to others. Give freely without expectation and you shall receive. You have to be able to receive, right, Meeps? Givers sometimes don't ask to receive. You gotta always be able to ask as well. And that's the hardest part of allowing for everything to flow, is the accepting when someone offers you something, or the ability to actually ask for what you need. And the, make a wish, part of that is it's not even about wishing, it's about asking straight up sometimes, right? Align with it by sharing your good fortune with others, whether you give money, guidance, the gift of listening, or kindness in any form. That's important. It's not always about material and exchange of money. It is the listening to someone is ultimately, it can be their lifesaver. You could have handed somebody $5 million fucking dollars and it's not going to help them, but listening to them for 5 minutes can change their life, right? Immerse yourself in the flow of generous abundance. Be a channel for Turkey Spirit and the desire of Spirit to see all beings experience the blessings of plenty. Give with gratitude and grace from the wellspring of love and compassion, knowing the Spirit will respond by giving you what you need in this moment and all moments to come. And this is just a general card. It's an ocean deck. I do not resonate or feel like I want to grab the book. It's just the card, the image, the word, caps, wild, W-I-L-D. May you express all that you are. Wild. May you express all that you are. Boom. This sinks, Meeps. Ricky was talking about himself, developed a turkey neck in his old age, And Ricky just gave me a small fortune because he knew I was broke. Good. Then you're right on track. Sharing is the caring. Within the whole collective that we are as the world, there is actually enough money and buildings right now to sustain for everybody to be safe. It's a choice that humans are making to not allow for that reality to happen, right? I'm going to go for the example of the Olympics that are coming up, and in a desert, snow conditions and a whole fucking shebang is being built. Why is it? If I was somebody who was an Olympic hopeful, there's no fucking way I would go participate in those Olympics. It's disgusting. There's already mountains. There's already snow. Why does a country get to make up this whole fucking wonderland that is not essential to anything of humanity? Right? Humans are enjoying the show of more, instead of saying, no, we don't build more in our town, our city, until the buildings that are already here get used, for example. Right? There's enough prosperity within everyone that knows everyone for everybody to be safe, housed, fed, clothed. It's people who make choices of, I worked for this. Right? I worked for this. Okay, you worked for this. But what does it get you to have the house, the cottage, the all the toys, the vacations? In the end, kindness matters. All that shit is nothing. It's not even real. It's what you made for yourself. But damn, if people were actually happy with what they had when they work for it, it wouldn't be work, get more. I know people who have land, they got buildings, they got everything they fucking need. Yet they are poorer than I am because it's all debt. I know people who are engineers or, very high end. They make fucking 300,000 to 500,000 or more a year, and then a couple together. And they're still fucking up to the gills because instead of just choosing a home that was suitable for 2 people, they needed a bigger home. No kids, no fucking potential of anybody else moving in, but their home is so fucking big with the payment you know what I mean? They extended themselves so much that they actually brag about going to thrift shops. Or about going for a drive on Sundays to look for people who leave, free stuff out. And it's like, you fucking, what the fuck? 2 people got a salary that's almost like $500,000 coming in a year. And you're going to thrift shops and you're proud of yourself that you're fucking like buying that shit and getting a deal. How does that make sense? Those are the people who can afford whatever they fucking choose, taking from the people who need thrift shops. It doesn't even make any sense to be of a certain salary base and then to justify, well, I need to save money somewhere. Yeah, maybe not take the fucking trips. Maybe not fucking be spending like $6,000 on your fucking body a month, right? What the fuck? Like, talk about taking from the poor, right? How does it make sense that somebody's even allowed into a fucking thrift shop that makes so much fucking money they could own the fucking shop themselves? When those places are meant to, right? Antiquing is cool now for people, but it's like, damn, the very people who already have everything they need, it's never, ever, ever enough. And then they look down on other people because if you would have went to school, you would have an education and you wouldn't be at a minimum wage job. Do you know how many people I know who did have an education? Who do? And yet still had to be a waitress or a waiter? You know what I mean? Like, holy shit. The judgment, right? Oh, yes. Your reading ended. This is just the flow from me. Exactly. The reading was done. For sure, Meeps. This is just direct stuff that's flowing off certain things. completely, right? When I'm done one flow, I go right into the other. I love the way that you know that, though. What I was saying has nothing to do with you, your reading, anything. It's just the flow of where I get directed after I'm done one thing, whatever comes out, comes out. How's everything, Emoji King? Wolf dude, can I please get a card, Mama Bear? I really could use some guidance. He loves you, sweetie. Give me a minute, okay? Meeps, well, I won't. I can't. This reading blew me away in a nice way. I've lost my train of thought. And Jen, when you say, I love that you know, right? Because it is. I just keep flowing because that's just how I roll. And it's why I'm not directed to do personal readings one-on-one and spend like a certain amount of time, because my flow just, it just keeps going. It can't be directed just for one, because within what I just read as well, somebody passed through or somebody's got something that's for them in there as well. And you trusting and choosing to ask amplifies for other people, Meeps. It really does, right? It's beautiful that people do, you know, private readings and stuff, but there's no amplification this way. This is different. Yeah, I need to move around, Wolf Dude, because that was a lot for me. Again, it's very hard to really kind of grasp sometimes how much stuff is really flowing through, but me knows. So I'm going to go catch my breath. I won't be super long, and then I'll pull a card for you. Whoa. We're going to go with a dragon card, Wolf Dude. It was a lot for you too, Meeps. Yeah, me too. Unless I get guided to stick around a little bit longer, I'm going to be done after this card. Like, unless there's more of a flow. That's how big that was. And sometimes I go a little too long and I don't have enough time to prep myself food or to just, like, I'm going too hard too long, and it's not serving. Yeah, Meeps. thing is that you already accepted my request before I even typed it out in text. I could feel it sunset. That's how I knew that part was for me exclusively. Yeah, when we're listening or watching someone and we know the words that someone says out loud that is the exact stuff that's mirrored in our reality. Like for me with Allie, it's past words how that woman is of flow and how, like, I mean, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I could record myself watching Allie just to flip people out of the exact stuff that's coming up or that's being said or that's, everything like flows. Like, I remember one time I had gotten up to just go make a bagel, and then all of a sudden, randomly, she's talking about bread. And there was no flow going towards bread. And here I am holding the bagel, and it's like, oh, do you see me? Are you watching me? Oh my God. Are you watching me? Me and Annie have a flow of syncs as well, where it's like, if we were paranoid or we believed, in other things, we'd be like, are you watching me? Because, like, you know what I mean? We both grabbing the phone. She texts me to say, how's your morning? And I'm texting her how my morning's going, basically. Anyways, that's a lot of rambling, Wolf Dude. This card is coming. Mordwin. Page 125. You ready, Wolf Dude? Only you are the master of your destiny. What comes up when you ask me for a card and you say how lost you feel is, you're really at this impasse where you gotta let go of everyone and everything that doesn't serve you. And if there's any example of how lonely it can be and how long it can last, I'm it. Right, Wolf Dude? You've been watching me since my first months. How? Year after year, time after time, letting go of this, letting go of that, letting go of these people, that people, those people, my own fucking family, my own children, my granddaughter. It's not easy. Some of us don't get the path where somebody's holding our hand and supporting us at all, physically. It is from a distance, and that's it. There is no one coming to save us. We save ourselves. We can continue to amplify energy, synchronicity, and flow. But essentially, the actions have to be done by the self that has to do them. This being said, when the self cannot do things anymore, you must find someone new to ask for help. The same old people obviously are not the ones that can actually help you pivot into another embodiment, right? And it's so fucking surreal. And he knows, he's lived it, and he's still living it. So many souls get lost out at sea, indeed. Even before what you was mirroring in text, what I was thinking, I'd intended to ask for that reading at least an hour before I posted my text. Respect. Roar. Thank you, Meeps. Morduin is an awesome character, hugely powerful and all-encompassing. He will open doors, put people or situations in your path, which all lead you to living your divine purpose. That's what I said. When you let go, the others can come. But hanging around doing the same old stuff, the other people can't get to you because you're still doing the same old thing that's always been done. It's his responsibility to guide you to fulfill the contracts you made in spirit before coming to earth for this incarnation. And he says, you are the power. Accept it as your own. You are the master of your destiny. His message is clear, so ignore him at your peril. You have a job to do, so get on with it. You have the tools and the knowledge that you need. It's your self-doubt that hinders you. Your time is now, and the world needs to see your light. Step into your heart, and I'll take the journey with you. He continues, your role is to take your light into the world with me as your guide, and together we are master creators. As you discover your life purpose, acknowledge your fears and self-doubt, but do not be bound by them, for they are clouding your truth. Follow your heart, feeling your way with truth and integrity. Indeed. I'm wrapping it up, but I'm gonna grab a French card on my I don't often hold up the bottom of the deck, but Cupidon. I'm choosing to hold it up because of the synchronicity of, where's my lady? Because Aphrodite came up pink, right? You guys know I don't look or even notice or ever really truly, it's not a part of my flow to hold up the bottom of the deck card, but it stands out. And ultimately, Cupid, self-love. I'm gonna make my own fucking self cry, I swear. Cupid. Right? Grab the French deck, say I don't really notice or show the bottom of the deck card. You see the way I shuffle, I'm looking around, I'm not, I'm not cheating trying to pull a card. Cupid is what comes up. Loves you guys. Thank you for those that have been in the background anchoring the stream, those that have passed through that might not be here right now. Miigwech, thank you, merci, gracias. And for the future upload of this stream, and whoever chooses, to go through it. I never really think that people will listen straight through, front to back, but my streams are great to scroll through. Follow your instinct, follow your heart, stop the stream, listen, right? Take what resonates, leave the rest. Wow. I swear, sometimes my own flow knocks me just like, oh my gosh. Meeps. If you faked that, then you would need to move to Las Vegas, and of course you didn't. I wouldn't know how, even if I tried. Oh my God. You know what I mean? And that's why I do it the way that I do. It's so open that somebody who just wants to like look at my stuff over and over and see that there's no, right? And how the flow is the flow. And this, it might not make sense, but not everything is supposed to make sense. Like one of the first cards that came up, I forget which one. Not everything actually makes sense. But when you see and feel things, do you believe? Do you allow for the magic? Right? There are so many people and so many, you know, use your discernment. What feels real? What feels right? Just because I say a lot of things that resonate with you, the beauty of that is there should be things that you don't agree with. It's not about at all being, right? So I believe sometimes people are looking for all-encompassing. Someone must think exactly like I do. We have to agree on everything in order for me to have a friend, have a lover, build a community, start anything. And it's like, no, it's the opposite. It is the opposite. Find the ones who resonate with you, but there will be things that are completely different, and that's where the opposite, the yin, the yang, the fact that I am not disciplined, I'm kind of neither here nor there. The best, you know, certain people that can connect with me that have the discipline of something that I don't have helps me, right? Two of the same kind makes it that it's just too like what. Whereas when you got this and you got that, boom, right? And I use the word discipline just because like I'm good at holding space, at witnessing. I'm not necessarily good at certain other things. So the opposite of me, how it merges, and right, it's awesome. But it's not about finding, right, everything that's going to be perfect, and there's never going to be discussions to be had or compromises or radically changing, allowing for changes of perception, right? So important. Wolf, dude, I'm crying. I feel your words, Mama Bear. I'm 4 minutes behind. He loves you, dude. Yeah, Meeps. You're tuned into frequencies that you don't fully understand, and neither do I. And by not having the attachment of understanding them, is my detachment allows for certain things to flow through. Because the detachment of fully understanding or trying to label anything and just allowing is the biggest asset of me and others as well. When you allow yourself to do something that you didn't think you could do, but you just allow yourself to do it, right? Like how some people say, I can't draw. Are you sure? When is the last time you actually fucking tried? When you were in grade 2 and somebody told you, oh, that doesn't even look like a unicorn, you were in grade 2, right? People say they can't sing. Everybody can sing. And
people who can't speak.
true. Thanks, Lily. She always has to. Everybody can sing. It's just that not everybody's going to have the perfect run, the perfect this, and the perfect that. But some people who suck balls, they are not the best singers, are some of the most popular singers of our time. I always use Jimmy Buffett as an example. Damn, he is not the most hottest, good-looking guy and most best singer ever, but internationally he's known as the good time guy. Listen to Margaritaville. This is the songs that you listen to, right? The feeling, the essence. There are some people who couldn't fucking stand certain people's voices or faces, yet they are the iconic faces of certain generations in our movies. Right? They were told, you're too ugly, you sound like a sheep, you can't fucking sing. And it's like, I'm gonna keep singing anyways. And then boom, there's Shakira. Right? Nobody fucking held Shakira's hand and told her she was fucking amazing. And the people that did, good if she had cheerleaders. But she was told, you can't sing, you sound like a goat. You know what I'm saying? How many actresses have said, I was bullied my whole childhood. I was told I was too tall. I had too much big lips. My mouth was too big. My nose was this. My eyes. And they're the women that other people look at now and think, I could just be like her. Which is ridiculous on some level, but still, you get what I'm saying. The more you've been bullied or told you can't do something, often that's the very gift that you have for yourself and the world and other people that other people crave. Because just because your fucking sister told you can't sing, there's other people who would be like, yeah, your sister was fucking full of shit. Or your sister didn't know. She didn't want to listen to you. It's your sister. Right? Like the words of the people who told us what we are good at or bad at. I've been analyzed and judged and critiqued by my own fucking family, told throughout every timeline of my life, you're working too much, you're a bad mom. You're not working enough, you're a bad mom. You're doing this wrong, you're a bad mom. Oh, you're doing this right, you're a good mom for a week or a month or a year, and then all of a sudden I'm a bad mom again. Right? What the fuck? My ex, the first thing a week after I left, and I was gone for a week, the first thing he said was like, wow, all these years I've been telling you to turn the radio down, shut up, stop singing, I hate that song, can't stand this. And now I've been alone for a week and I'm dying without your voice. Come back, come back. No, you had fucking 11 years. Right? Next time, next relationship, fucking appreciate the woman that you got beside you that's singing and that feels so free that she will sing like a fucking freak and a geek and doesn't care if she's off fucking tone. Appreciate her. Right? That's it. Anyways. He's rambling now. That way I can draw and draws a sword. Meeps, Lily sings awesome. No, her background when I said everybody can sing was except people who can't speak. Right? She always got to one-up me. I say everybody can sing. She says, of course, well, Mom, no, not everybody can speak. Thanks. Yeah, Lily sings amazing. He's not allowed to record or anything. Lily, just connect with your brain, with your vocal cords. Exercise your throat to match what your brain wants you to do. And associate that with your heart and you'll fly. Yeah, Meeps, we can't label it. It just happens. Rar says 7-7 on my screen, 159.28 I've been on. That's enough out of me. Thank you ever so much, and good night.